The Formula One world is rarely short on drama, but few stories have sent shockwaves through the paddock quite like this one. After 2 decades of dominance, 6 Constructors Championships, 8 drivers' titles, and countless iconic moments, Christian Horner's era at Red Bull is officially over. Pushed out following an internal power struggle and months of speculation, the 51-year-old has now sealed his departure with an eye-watering £80 million compensation package. It's the end of an era, or perhaps the start of something even bigger. Because if you think Horner is done with Formula One, think again. Reports now suggest that the man once at the heart of Red Bull's success could return to the grid as early as next season. The question is no longer if he'll be back, but where. And the possibilities range from a dramatic Ferrari coup to an Alpine revival, to a potential behind-the-scenes role that could reshape the entire sport. Before we dive deep into this seismic development, make sure you hit subscribe because this story is far from over, and the twists still to come could change the balance of power in Formula One forever. Christian Horner's departure from Red Bull Racing is more than just a headline. It's a seismic moment that could reshape the competitive order of Formula One. After 2 decades of dominance, 6 Constructors Championships, 8 drivers' titles, and countless race victories, the architect of Red Bull's success has officially left the team with a staggering £80 million compensation package. And now, the racing world is holding its breath to see where one of the most successful team principals in F1 history will land next. While Horner's exit followed months of internal tension from a messy power struggle with senior management to an increasingly strained relationship with Jos Verstappen, one thing remains certain. He is not done with Formula One. At just 51 years old, Horner is still in his prime as a strategist, leader, and political operator. He's a proven winner who understands how to build a team from the ground up and turn potential into championships. That makes his next move one of the most anticipated stories in the sport. The most glamorous, high-profile, and potentially explosive option for Horner is undoubtedly Ferrari. For decades, Ferrari has been Formula One's most iconic name, but also one of its most chaotic. Despite having strong resources and top-tier talent, the Scuderia has struggled to consistently challenge for titles in the modern era. Team principal Fred Vasseur is under increasing pressure, especially after a disappointing season in which Ferrari has yet to win a race and Lewis Hamilton has failed to stand on the podium. Ferrari chairman John Elkann is known to be an admirer of Horner's leadership and long-term vision. Earlier this year, before Vasseur's contract renewal, Horner was heavily linked to the top job in Maranello, and now that he's a free agent, those rumours have resurfaced. A move to Ferrari would not only be a monumental career shift, but also a chance for Horner to prove himself on the sport's biggest stage. However, such a move comes with significant challenges. Relocating his family to Italy, navigating Ferrari's intense political environment, and dealing with immense public pressure would be no small tasks. But the potential upside bringing the prancing horse back to championship glory might be too enticing to ignore. If Ferrari's struggles continue into 2026, don't be surprised if Elkann makes a dramatic offer to lure Horner to Maranello. If Ferrari represents prestige, Alpine offers opportunity. The Enstone-based team is far from the front, but its infrastructure, resources and ambition make it a project with serious potential. More importantly, it's a team close to Horner's Oxfordshire home, and one led by his close friend, Flavio Briatore. The two have a long-standing relationship, and Briatore's recent social media posts referring to Horner as a competitor and friend has only fueled the speculation of a reunion. Alpine's current situation is chaotic. Management instability, inconsistent results, and a looming engine switch to Mercedes power in 2026. But this is exactly the type of challenge Horner thrives on. he has experience turning a struggling outfit into a world beater. Red Bull was once a midfield team too, and Alpine's blank slate environment could give him the freedom to shape the team in his image. A Horner-led Alpine, combined with Mercedes engines and Briatore's commercial influence, could become one of the sport's most interesting projects. It would also reignite rivalries, potentially putting Horner head-to-head with his old adversary, Toto Wolff, on a new battlefield. Another intriguing possibility is Aston Martin. Team owner Lawrence Stroll has made no secret of his championship ambitions, and the signing of legendary designer Adrian Newey is proof of his commitment to building a title-winning team. Reuniting Horner and Newey, the duo who transformed Red Bull into a dominant force, would be a blockbuster move. However, there's a major complication: Max Verstappen. Aston Martin is known to be aggressively pursuing the Dutch superstar, but the bad blood between Horner and Jos Verstappen could make a reunion under the same roof impossible. Jos was a vocal critic of Horner during the scandal that rocked Red Bull in 2024, and it's unlikely he would support a partnership that brings them back together. Unless Aston abandons its Verstappen pursuit, this option remains unlikely, though not entirely impossible. While Horner's competitive nature makes a return to team leadership the most likely outcome, there are alternative paths. A senior role within the FIA could allow him to influence the sport's direction from a governance standpoint. However, such positions lack the race day adrenaline that has defined his career. Another possibility is media. Horner's sharp mind, charismatic presence, and polarizing opinions would make him a valuable asset for broadcasters like Sky Sports or even Netflix Drive to Survive. His knack for controlling narratives and creating drama could make him a fan favorite or a villain all over again. But again, this would be a significant step away from the high-stakes environment he's used to. Lastly, Horner could choose to step back temporarily. After 2 decades without missing a single race, he might relish the chance to spend time with his family and carefully plan his next move. But make no mistake, people like Christian Horner rarely walk away from the sport they love. If he does take a break, it will almost certainly be temporary, and his eventual return could be even more calculated and impactful. Christian Horner's departure from Red Bull is not the end of his Formula One story. It's the start of a new and potentially era-defining chapter. Whether he chooses the glamour of Ferrari, the challenge of Alpine, the ambition of Aston Martin, or a role that takes him beyond the pit wall, one thing is certain. Wherever Horner goes next, he will change the landscape of Formula One. The only question is when and where he'll make his grand return. And when he does, the ripple effects will be felt across every corner of the paddock. Let me know what do you think in the comment below.